Are you ready?
Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, and Scott Robbins.
Should we just become best friends? Yep.
Making sense of it all.
Now I get it.
And having some fun.
Lighten up, Francis.
This is the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show.
All right, let's do it. The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins. Well,
oh my gosh,
that's 3 attempts on the Trumpster now.
Yeah, dang, man.
Well, and right after it happened, Peter Ducey Fox asked the question.
I ask respectfully, why do you think this keeps happening to you?
Well, you know, I've studied assassinations, and I must tell you, the most impactful people, the people that do the most, you take a look at the people, Abraham Lincoln, I mean, you go through the people that have gone through this, where they got them. But the people that do the most, the people that make the biggest impact, they're the ones that they go after. They don't go after the ones that don't do much because they like it that way. And when you look at the people that have either, whether it was an attempt or a successful attempt, they're very impactful people. Just take a look at the names here, the big names. And I hate to say I'm honored by that, but I've done a lot. We've done a lot.
That is true.
Yeah, little gallows humor there. I mean, again, he's been through this twice before that we know of. So, I mean, I guess it's not that much of a surprise that he'd be able to sort of take it as it comes. You know, just happens. I thought it was interesting the way he answered that question, because to me, the answer, why do you think this keeps happening, is because the left is driving itself insane about Donald Trump.
That would have been the first thing I was thinking.
That's a very short trip, my friend.
But, right.
That's a very short trip. They're right there on the precipice all the time.
But, yeah, then it's like, okay, actually, he gave a better answer than I would have in that moment.
I mean, to his point, I mean, if Charlie Kirk, you know, wasn't impactful, he'd still be alive.
Yeah.
That is true.
Well,
I mean, you know, I remember I've said it I don't know how many times. It was Thanksgiving 2015, day before. I'm just hanging out with my dad. And he was talking about Trump, saying, you know, people want real change. Not that Obama crap, you know, hope he changey, whatever. No, they want real change. And he was the guy that was going to do that. And when you see either what he's done or what he's tried to do, it is real change. Mm-hmm. For the, you know, media elite, they look at it as, hey, we had this great gig going for a long time, and this guy came in and disrupted it with his crass statements and calling us enemy of the people, and, you know, he's brought all this on himself. Well, it was also because he was changing things. Yeah. And he wasn't beholden to the same people, well, everyone else in D.C. is beholden to. Well, and I mean, you can't expect it to stop.
Yeah, but it's the justification of killing someone.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it bothers the hell out of me that you've got this in spades, the justification of killing someone.
Did you see how many nuts out on social media?
Oh, yeah.
Were actually crying because he didn't complete the task that he wanted.
He didn't kill him.
Right.
Yes, it's insane.
And it's not just weirdo lefties with the nose piercing and all that stuff. It's like teachers.
Oh, yeah.
Who are out there, like, openly saying, like, oh, man, I thought it was going to be a good day. Dang, man, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Well, remember, he had Tim Walz reading the paper thinking he was going to hear the good news?
Oh, yeah.
Trump was dead?
That one day it'll happen.
Yeah,
that Trump,
one day it'll happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, think about all of the teachers, all the healthcare workers, all the nurses that were celebrating Charlie Kirk getting assassinated. You're like, oh, my gosh, these people take care of us sometimes when we need them in the hospital. How do you know who's who? Yeah, it's...
Well, that's just it. I don't stoke my paranoia anymore because I already feel that way. I do. And the thing is, I'm waiting for them to, when you fill out your patient entry forms and whatever, political affiliation.
Right.
I don't think we're there yet, but I see what you're saying.
No.
Trump, this was a weird statement, but trying to find some levity in this.
Yeah, well, talking to 60 Minutes then, he gave his take on how quick the gunman was. as he just sort of stormed into this area where he was eventually stopped before he could do any big-time damage. He said, yeah, that guy was moving quick.
Yeah, no kidding.
His speed was rather incredible. Actually, it was like a blur.
How did he get that close with the place swarming with security?
I will say, look, I say it because I'm a big fan of the people of law enforcement. And, you know, some of these people, they may be crazy, but they're not stupid, and they figure things out. He ran 45 yards, they say, and he just went to it, and then, boom, he popped through it. I mean, he ran like, I think the NFL should sign him up. He was fast. When you look at it on tape, it's almost like a blur.
Right.
But it was amazing because as soon as they saw that, you could see them draw their guns. They were so professional, aim their guns, and then they took him down immediately.
Yeah. I mean, I get what he's saying. He should never have been that close.
No.
Security was terrible.
Well, it's crazy. I mean, the reaction to the attack was quick, was professional, like you said. But the fact that this dude checked into the hotel with a bag full of guns the day before, when you know you've got all these people in the press, you've got all these people in the government, high-ranking officials, including now the President of the United States, you think they're going to check the guests a little bit more? Like, dude, in this guy's manifesto, he's writing like, I think I'm being pranked because of how easy this is.
Yes. Yeah, there was a volunteer at the event that talked to the New York Post right after it happened, like kind of freaking out.
He was literally from me to that building, and there was a security guy there too. I mean, I don't think anyone knew what he was doing.
Describe him. What did he look like?
I'm not even sure what he looked like.
And what made you think he's the shooter? How do you know he's the guy?
I saw him put the gun together and start shooting.
Oh my God.
Yes. I mean, he put it together and started and ran towards the stairs to go down to the ballroom.
Who did he shoot? In what direction did he shoot? What did he shoot?
I don't know what he shot. It just seemed like he was shooting all over the place.
Bethany Miller wrote a piece, saw it at Daily Wire, talking about how she attended the other night and never had to go through security to get there, and said it was no surprise that the gunman was able to get as far as he did. Walking up to the Hilton, security outside the front entrance asked to see tickets before reaching the hotel's circular driveway and main entrance. A ticket was required for entry, whether to the official dinner or any associated reception hosted by outlets like Fox or Politico or CBS. Said I was invited to a reception and didn't have a ticket to the official dinner. But once inside the lobby, attendees roamed freely. Escalators led down to the red carpet area, the international ballroom where the dinner took place, and smaller ballrooms hosting numerous receptions. Only the main ballroom was secured by metal detectors.
That's insane. Wow. I can't believe that. You know, here's another thing. I did not know this, and I don't know if anybody knows it or not, but if people were asking me, and I don't know the answer to it. Can you just carry weapons onto a train? I'm guessing you can.
Well, yeah, it's not the same as an airport, I guess.
No, but I mean, you don't go through metal detectors or anything on a train? Nothing.
Well, last time I rode a train, at least, no.
I didn't need it. It's been a while, but quite a while since I rode a train. But I mean, it was weird. And that and the fact that he had his gun stored at his parents' house and they didn't know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How the hell? Those two things don't make any sense to me.
You ever stored weed when you were living with your parents, Scott?
Weed, but not two long guns and knives and everything else.
My point is, you can hide stuff.
Well, sure, but I mean,
it's not that amazing to me.
I stick a bag of weed in the pocket of my pants and walk upstairs. Can't do that with a gun. I can't put it down my pants and walk upstairs.
Just haven't tried hard enough.
I guess. No. Okay. Well, maybe you're right.
You can.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you can. Maybe you can have the actual, arm. The
well,
weapons
and you're piecing it together.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. One piece at a time, kind of like.
Yeah.
Putting anything together.
Sure.
Okay. Model car or something. Yeah.
The other thing interesting about this one, and at least initially covered different by media, because they're part of the story.
Oh, yeah. This was personal to them, which is why I think it seems like a lot of people are taking it more seriously.
100%. Because they were scared to death, like anyone would be.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But they were talking about it, yes. And John Carl from ABC talked about getting the, quote, wellness check.
Yeah, he got a wellness check from the Trumpster yesterday morning.
Yeah. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, my phone rang shortly after 7 a.m. My landline, George, actually a number that few people call, and it was President Trump calling. He was He said at first he was calling to see if I was okay with what happened last night. Are you okay? And then he reiterated many of the things he said in his press conference last night, emphasizing the unity that he felt in that moment, that he felt at the dinner before the shooting and certainly after with the people who reached out to him. And he said absolutely, and he was quite firm about this, that dinner must be rescheduled.
Yeah, he's all about that. I don't know how they can do it at that hotel. I mean, you're looking at how many people? 2,500. Yeah. Easy, right? Inside a place like that, I mean, you're going to have to redo security in a way that's never been done before. Because this is a whole different era we're living in now.
Sure is. I like the relationship that he has with John Carl.
It's interesting. It's like Maggie Haberman of the failing New York Times.
Yeah. With John Carl, it's kind of like the dynamic between the old man and the little fat kid from the movie Up, where it's like the grumpy old man doesn't really like the kid, but he loves the kid. You know, he's going to protect him. He's going to look after him.
But the little kid doesn't hate the old man.
I think it's funny. Trump's up at 7 o'clock in the morning, and he's got John Carl's home phone number.
He's already at it, man. He's always been that way. That's Trump. I mean, he gets up and it's like, boom, I'm going to work, and this is just part of my day. That's what I do.
John Carl, home phone.
Yeah, and the home phone is also very interesting.
It is.
Like an added personal touch or something. Right. Yeah, there's a lot of different angles to get to this whole story. And a lot of stuff that's coming out that is really head-scratching. Some takes that didn't age very well, we'll put it that way. It is also Mashup Monday.
Yes, it is.
So what do you have for us today, David?
A little bit different, a change of pace, you might say, but this dude decided to play a recorder alongside, like the one you'd get in elementary school.
Okay.
Alongside Dire Straits' Sultans of Swing.
Okay.
On a recorder. All
and
right.
it's impressive.
Okay, roll it. Well, I will say this. Any hope for unity is now gone. There's not going to be any. Because there are going to be some people that will say, hey, that was fun. That's kind of cool. And others will say, that is one of the worst things I've ever heard in my entire life.
Borderline sacrilegious, right? Yeah.
That's the best Dire Straits has ever sounded.
Van Jones is hoping we could come together. I don't think it's going to happen. We'll get to that in the 5 stories we're watching today. Coming up.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Lucky Larry's Landscaping, Larry! Larry saved his business money with a quick commercial auto quote from Progressive. Does it help he's his own marketing manager, accountant, executive assistant, and never been late? Technically, yes, but saving really put him over the edge. So, Larry, give Larry a round of applause. Be your own Larry. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at radiodirect.com/privacy. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. Text help for help. Consult a doctor prior to use.
Wow, you look amazing. What have you been doing?
You've heard of Ozempic, Wegovy, and the other GLP-1 medications that are all over the news, right? Well, I found this great company called Zelfie. And if you qualify, you can get medications like Ozempic and Wegovy and other GLP-1s at 80 to 90% savings without insurance. All 100% online.
Wait, I can get GLP-1 medications for 80 to 90% less and do it all online? No long wait at the doctor's office or pharmacy?
Yes. Plus, Zelfie can provide semaglutide and tirzepatide, the active ingredients in Ozempic and other expensive GLP-1s, for 80 to 90% less and shipped direct to your door.
Amazing. How do I get started?
Just send them a text.
Text MORE to 797979 to get started today with Zelfie. Get the same active ingredients in Wegovy or Ozempic for 80 to 90% less, 100% online. Don't wait. Text MORE to 797979 right now for your exclusive offer. Text MORE to 797979. That's MORE to 797979.
Unbelievable, man. The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins, and the 5 stories we're watching today.
All right, number 5. Iran's president is urging citizens to cut electricity use amid the ongoing crisis there. You know, because according to the media, Iran's winning, but they're saying, hey, shut off the lights. Okay, we don't have a lot of energy production going on right now. All right.
Was the statement actually, what's wrong with turning on 2 lights instead of 10?
Yes, that was the quote.
That's very Jimmy Carter era stuff.
Right.
You know.
Just fatherly.
Yeah.
What are all these lights doing on?
I'm lighting up the neighborhood here.
I don't work for the power company.
I'm out at the meter and it's spinning like a top. Somebody turn off some lights. Number 4, a comedian on Twitter wrote, I want Trump to change ICE to NICE, National Immigration and Customs Enforcement, so the media has to say NICE agents all day, every day. I only bring it up because Trump saw it and wrote, great idea, do it. Let's see, number 3, President Trump. Of course, this is the big story, and we'll be rounding out the rest of the 5 related to this big story. President Trump and other White House officials had to be evacuated after a dude fired shots outside of the White House Correspondents' Dinner on Saturday night. A security officer was shot. Number 2, 31-year-old Cole Allen has been arrested, due in court today. He reportedly checked into the Hilton Hotel where the event was being held one day earlier. And number 1, Cole Allen also sent an anti-President Trump manifesto to his family members before opening fire, calling himself the friendly federal assassin.
Yeah. Guy went to school for engineering, so at least a teacher part-time.
Yeah.
And a lot of the students said, I never would have guessed this.
Mm-hmm. He invented a braking system on wheelchairs.
Yeah. I saw a clip of him.
He wasn't a dumb guy from an academic standpoint.
No. Well, is it fair to say he was brainwashed like so many other people?
That's what it seems like, yeah.
Yeah.
When you read that manifesto?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calling Trump a pedophile?
Yeah.
All these other things? Yeah, and he thought he would be a hero. And if you're in that echo chamber, like I'm sure he was, you look at the Mangione guy, who is hailed as a hero from crazy leftists. It's like, oh, if I do this, I'll be looked at, in these great sort of terms. Not as the kook that he is. Man, we'll get more into that in a bit. I happened to see a piece from Jennifer Say. She is the lady that used to, basically run Levi's.
Oh, yeah.
And was trying to get schools back open. And next thing you know, she was out because she was questioning, authority and all that stuff. Plus, she was saying a biological dude shouldn't be in a woman's space. So she was out of the crazy lib club. And she's also the one that started her own sportswear company, XXXY Athletics, for women. She was at the Correspondents' Dinner. Had never been before. She was invited by Daily Wire. And she was talking about she wasn't looking forward to it that much because it makes her uncomfortable, small talk, things like that, but really wanted to experience it. And all of a sudden, just the complete terror of what happened. She talked about walking into the place, and there's pedophiles in there and whatever, and if you do that, you're part of it, you're complicit. All these protesters screaming at her because she was walking by herself. Even afterward, as they were just trying to get out of there, and she had like a several block walk back to her hotel, all the same people still screaming at her. What is that?
Mental illness.
That's probably the best way you could put it. And it's on a mass level. It's something, man. This is the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. All right, know the biggest story of the day, David.
Yeah. Well, it's someone tried to kill Trump again.
Yes.
And got kind of close.
And many others.
Yes.
Some people are saying you're not going to get that many people from an administration all in one place again.
Well, I think
it's too dangerous.
Yeah, it's a dangerous proposition now because the left has driven itself insane with Trump.
And legacy media, left media, recognize that and change course?
No. Oh,
nope.
Heck no, they won't.
No. Even though there was a little bit of reflection because they were part of the story the other night. And we can definitely get into that. And around to What's Your Story, straight ahead. The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Thanks so much for being here. I'm Jamie Markley, the Gen Xer, the Millennial, David Van Camp, and the Sexy Boomer. That's Scott Robbins. So people are saying this whole thing's staged. Didn't really happen. You told me about some people, Scott, that you know were posting that on social media.
Yeah, wag the dog.
You know, if you post that,
man,
are you just wanting to tell everybody I'm an idiot? In case you didn't know, I'm a complete moron.
Well, this guy is an unemployable idiot, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this kook, okay, and all part of his family, this is all staged. These are all just actors.
Yeah.
This is just all part of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense because they left the guy alive.
Exactly.
So, like, it's like if the guy had died in a hail of gunfire, then maybe I could kind of connect those dots. I wouldn't believe it, but yeah, but it's like, why would they leave the patsy alive?
Yeah, that's true.
They're not. The left isn't good at conspiracy theories because they've spent so much time just like not believing any so-called conspiracy theory that they're not creative. That's the problem.
True. Man, oh man. But I know, and then other people say, yeah, this whole thing was just staged.
Yeah.
He was never in fear of his life at all. It was just like, well, there was no bullet that went through Trump's ear.
Right.
I've heard that one, too, several times. Yeah.
Like he had a little packet behind his ear that exploded.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds plausible.
McDonald's ketchup packet.
Yeah.
Of course,
and this came up in the interview, David?
Yeah, it did. With 60 Minutes, yeah, Trump was asked about the online conspiracy theories that the shooting over the weekend was faked.
Okay.
I hesitate to ask you about this, but as you know, these conspiracy theories out there on the left and the right, that the event was staged or that it didn't happen.
Last night didn't happen?
That
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Was it also on the right?
Not that I saw.
I didn't see anything on the right, no.
They do that all the time.
Yeah.
I did not see any of those.
I didn't either.
Go ahead.
that that it was because it was your first time there, or that Butler didn't happen. These conspiracy theories that are gaining traction on the internet.
October 7th didn't happen, and World War II didn't happen, and the Holocaust didn't happen, and many things didn't happen. Yeah, no, I hear it. I don't know. I think they're more sick than they are con people, but there's a lot of con in it too. I haven't heard that last night didn't happen. Usually it takes a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Usually they wait about 2 or 3 months to start saying that.
Yeah, it was immediate.
Yeah.
If I remember right, Butler was almost immediate, like within a day.
Oh, yeah, because, there were people like Joy Reid who they just couldn't fathom that someone would try to kill Donald Trump or that Donald Trump would come out looking kind of heroic after the shooting.
Right.
So they're like, well, at best, he got grazed by some flying glass because that's how physics works. Yeah. You shoot the teleprompter screen and a little piece of glass somehow travels at the exact same speed as a bullet, which has not slowed down apparently, and hits him on the ear. Okay.
Oh, my gosh. Now, you had some people, and probably more than we've seen in the other two assassination attempts, of media members saying, hey, this has got to get calmed down. And a lot of people think, well, that's because they were part of the story this time.
Yeah.
And they were diving under tables. They were scared for their lives. So they knew what it felt like. This was Van Jones, and I want to know if you're buying what he's selling here.
Violence is not the way to resolve any grievances, and this cheerleader culture for violence, for people who think that the answer to our problems is to go shooting billionaires or going to synagogues or all these different things, has to be called out immediately.
Well, talk to your colleagues at your own network. You're bringing on guys like Hassan Piker, who are openly calling for blood to run in the streets.
Yes.
I mean, dude, talk to your people.
No kidding. Yeah. Megan Basham will guest on Daily Wire. She's like a contributor for their news. She was going through a bunch of stuff. And one of those was what Hassan Piker said this last week, leading up to this, like in context. And to hear her read it, it's like, yeah, that is pretty brutal.
Quotes from Piker, leaving out the expletives here. Yeah, kill them. Murder those MFers in the street. Let the streets soak in their effing red capitalist blood. And then also this week, in the run-up to the dinner, there was an effort by some major journalism associations and by some very high-profile media figures calling for boycotts of this dinner. So just to give you an example, more than 250 journalists, including the Society of Professional Journalists, the National Association of Black Journalists, people like Dan Rather, Sam Donaldson, Ann Curry, they published an open letter saying that because these are not, quote, normal times, anyone who attended the dinner needed to forcefully demonstrate opposition to the president. They also said that the White House Correspondents Association should not, quote, normalize Trump's behavior, but instead fight back.
And then I asked the question, I mean, an honest question. If someone were to ask you, when they're saying his actions, what are they talking about?
If
mean tweets and mean statements?
Yes, mean statements, yes.
Any actions, though?
Well, they could be pro-Palestinian, I suppose.
Yeah, they also
rather,
or they could be pro-Hamas.
Well, they've also
Sam Donaldson.
I don't know. Those guys are 1,000 years old. I don't know if they know what they think anymore.
They've convinced themselves, like for example, that Alex Preddy was just executed on the streets of Minneapolis.
Yes,
they believe that. They believe that Trump, like personally, ordered an ICE agent to just murder an American citizen on the streets. They strip away all the context because that's how they get their jollies that way, man. It's crazy. It's mental illness.
Like people believe what they want to believe is basically what you're saying. Yeah.
So they get the white hot spotlight back and they like that. They fall out of favor with the news crews and whatever because it's been, 40 years since they've done anything on television. They keep their name viable.
But it's really odd, man, because you're saying, okay, you got to not go to this thing. And if you go forcefully, be against it. Because of what? That's the question so many people have. Like, I don't understand what they're getting at. And you're probably right. They just buy into
they do.
The narratives they want to believe. Yeah. But they can't honestly believe that Trump is Hitler.
I think some
Sam
of them
Donaldson?
do.
That's sad, man. I mean,
well, they talk to these protesters, they stick a mic in. What are you protesting? Fascism. What exactly about Trump is fascist? What makes you think that? And they'll go, well, I don't have enough time to answer that question.
Listen, man, if it's some 23-year-old dope out of college and he's saying that nonsense, you're like, okay.
No, these are...
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, these are 50-year-old women and...
Well, or people that were in the news game forever and at least understands how that whole business works.
They were always closeted liberals, but...
Well, of course.
Yeah.
We all know that. Mm-hmm. But to believe Trump is Hitler?
Yeah.
That's like next level, man.
Yeah.
Or 8 levels beyond. I mean, I don't even know what to say to it without swearing. I guess I need work.
Quiet.
Yep, it's that time. We do it a couple of times a day. Go around the table. It may not be the biggest story out there, but it caught your attention. David, what's your story here?
Oh, it's a tragic situation in Baton Rouge last week at the Mall of Louisiana. High school kids were there during their senior skip day. Someone got disrespected.
Oh, no.
And then the guns came out.
Okay.
Marta Odom, a young woman, she was killed. Another was critically injured. Several others were shot. One suspect still at large, but 17-year-old Markel Lee, not Mark Lee, Markel Lee.
Thank you.
Has been arrested. Apparently, he's had several run-ins with the law. And, well, he just keeps getting lenient sentences and all of that. So I found this refreshing just because it's something that, like, we all wonder when a tragedy like this occurs. Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry went off about lenient sentencing. It's like, we got to fix this.
Okay, roll it.
This is the kind of violence that we end up with when we engage in those kinds of policies. And I'm asking the legislature to go back and look at the laws. In fact, people that go into common places and decide to engage in that kind of violence, we should put them away for life. I'm done with them. It doesn't matter how old they are. Somebody has failed. It's not the government's job to raise these people. It's common sense not to go into a public space with a gun and start shooting around blindly. We got 18,000 acres at Angola. If it's up to me, I'd send them all there for the rest of their lives. Next.
Amen, bro.
Yeah. Wow. All right. You got my vote. You got my vote.
Yeah.
Yep. Dang.
Because it's ridiculous.
Need a little bit more of that.
And then you'll hear someone say,
well, ruining someone else's life is not going to bring the other life back.
No, it's called accountability.
Yeah.
right, but it might save the next person from a freaking knucklehead like that.
And it also the knucklehead may think twice before he does it.
Yes.
If there's punishment on the other side. I mean, that's crazy.
Totally agree.
Yep.
All right, Scotty, what do you got for your story?
I don't know if you guys happen to see this or not, though. During the big kerfuffle at the big dinner the other night, and once the room was somewhat cleared of people who were diving under the tables and then rushed out, right?
Yeah.
There were still some stragglers that were left out there, and they were stealing wine off the tables.
I saw that.
Dude, it's unreal.
Stealing wine off the tables. And
Yes.
some that were just sitting there just guzzling wine.
Yes, because it was early on.
Yeah.
Some bottles of wine apparently not even
Not even
opened yet.
opened.
So, yeah, you see that one woman who's like in a fur coat.
Yeah.
She's like one after another.
One
just
after another,
taking
jamming
away.
them in the coat.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Has not been identified yet, by the way. We don't know who she is. We will, but we don't know now.
I think it's fair enough. You know, it's been quite an evening. You might as well not let the booze go to waste.
Yeah. People were pretty freaked out. Might need a couple of drinks just, calm the nerves a little.
I saw a couple of other. They were both women slamming back the bottle at the table afterwards.
Taking selfies too. Some of them.
Yes,
Yeah.
right.
I did see one guy while everyone was like ducking for cover and Secret Service is whisking all these administration officials away, and he's just kind of like calmly looking around and still eating his meal.
Yes, yeah, like eating
It's like,
salad or whatever.
This old timer,
Yeah.
he's like,
Yeah.
whatever, man. This is a good meal.
For my story, I thought maybe you were going to go this weekend, Scott, the new Michael Jackson movie.
I didn't go, but I heard good things about it.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess it made $97 million.
Yeah, number one at the box office, overwhelmingly.
Yes. I guess there's some bad news with this, that a family that had previously defended Michael during a 2010 interview with Oprah has reversed course and laid down their own abuse allegations because there are plenty out there with Michael Jackson.
Yeah, sure.
Well, this couple back in 2010 say they were doing press tours the year after Michael's death. They described themselves as Michael's second family, but now they claim he abused 4 of their 5 kids.
No, I don't believe them.
I didn't either. There is another detail, though.
Okay.
They supposedly worked out a secret deal with the Jacksons to the tune of $16 million in hush money.
Mm-hmm.
But the failing New York Times say they stopped getting paid last year, so they're, we're going public now.
Well, that's the reason a lot of that was left on the cutting room floor. The allegation part was not in the movie.
Right.
Was because they can't profit from the alleged crimes that were committed by Michael Jackson as part of the settlements. So they couldn't include that because they would be profiting from said crime.
They've got to have proof that they got $16 million, right?
Oh, yeah, I would think.
Well, that would tell you something.
But I also may have to give it back if they negate the agreement.
Yeah. That, to me, this just seems opportunistic.
Yeah, it did. But with Michael Jackson, all the creepiness and craziness.
Oh, I
Who
think
knows, man.
he was a creep, and I believe that something was happening in his house with kids. But this just seems gross.
Now,
okay, here you have this hit movie, and now you're going to go after him again?
Yeah. On a lighter note with this, just to bring a little levity into it all. I guess Bubbles is in the movie.
The real Bubbles?
Not the real
Bubbles.
Bubbles
Is dead, I think.
Yeah, the chimp.
Oh, yeah, they got a Bubbles guy. Person. Yeah.
You ever heard Eddie Murphy tell the story about?
Oh, yeah.
It is hilarious. I hadn't heard this in a long time.
Michael Jackson had his chimps go to his house. That Bubbles chimp, when he got a certain age, you couldn't with Bubbles. He had Bubbles in the cage. He was like, don't go near him. Don't go over there, Eddie.
You go to his house?
Yeah, a few times. And the chimp would be going crazy. Is that Bubble? They said, yes, don't go near the cage. Really? I thought Bubbles was... don't go over there.
I always thought Bubbles was supposed to be very just cool and
apparently not
mild-tempered.
Just with Michael.
Don't go near him.
All right, got to get to a news update, and Nimrod's in the news in just a few.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.
You know what's funny? The pictures you remember most about your mom or your wife aren't the big staged ones. It's those everyday moments that hit the hardest. You know, the laugh, the look, just being there. And all those pics you don't have to just keep on your phone, and you don't have to run out and print them. You just put them on an Aura frame, so those memories are actually living in your home where you can see them every single day.
Aura makes Mother's Day easy. You can preload photos before the frame even ships, so it shows up ready to roll. And you get free unlimited storage, so you can keep adding photos and videos anytime from anywhere. Plus, you can personalize it with a message before it even arrives.
Named #1 by Wirecutter, you can save on gifts moms love by visiting auraframes.com. For a limited time, you listeners can get $25 off their best-selling Carver mat frame with code MVCR. That's AURA frames.com, promo code MVCR. Support the station by mentioning Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins at checkout. Terms and conditions apply.
The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. You know, a lot of people talk about the weight loss injections. They also talk about the side effects. They talk about the needles. Like, I want the effects, but I don't want the needles, and I don't want all those, well, side effects. Things that could really end the night early. I don't want any of that. There is an alternative that has been working for people.
Yeah, doctors stepped up and created a weight loss supplement. You just take it with breakfast. It's called Lean. It works like the shots, no needles, though. Lean uses studied ingredients that have been shown to do things like help manage blood sugar, control appetite and cravings, and support your body to lose weight, and most importantly, keep the weight off.
Now, if you're one of these folks who're trying to lose a couple, 3 pounds, probably not for you. Brickhouse Nutrition designed Lean for the frustrated dieter. If you're trying to drop like 10 pounds or more. So when you start, you'll get 20% off if you go right now. Just go to takelean.com, use promo code MVCR, add Lean to your healthy diet and exercise plan. That's MVCR at takelean.com. You'll get plus you'll get free shipping. Golly.
All good. News update, David Van Camp.
Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker is blaming Trump for stirring up political violence. Why? Stop doing things that make us want to shoot you, Donald. They're going down that road again.
Exhausting.
It's Trump's fault for people still trying to kill him.
Golly.
If you just obeyed and did what they wanted you to do, none of this would happen.
Yes, look what you made me do.
And with that, we got to get to Nimrods. Here we go.
When the going gets tough.
Damn it, this is too hard.
The dumb get dumber.
All right, Ian.
It's Nimrods in the news on the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show.
I love the poorly educated.
All right. Nimrods in the news. We go to Florida. 37-year-old Kimberly Brown was found in a Tesla parked in the middle lane of a highway.
Oh, boy.
Well, she got hammered. She did twice the legal limit, but hopped into her Tesla with autopilot on. Thinking, well, I'll get home with that. That'd be cool. But, there are monitors in self-driving cars that ensure you're alert and following along. She passed out, wasn't responding, so the vehicle shut itself down right in the middle of the road.
Just wherever, huh?
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So cops got her.
Golly.
DUI charges, and that's Nimrods in the news.
Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, and Scott Robbins.
We just become best friends. Yep.
Making sense of it all.
Now I get it.
And having some fun.
Lighten up, Francis.
This is the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show.
The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins. News update, David Van Camp.
Well, Democrats are scrambling to get some talking points together after the latest assassination attempt of President Trump and other members of the Trump administration at the White House Correspondents Association dinner on Saturday night, where a guy runs in, with a plan to shoot and kill a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Democrat Representative Raja Krishnamurti.
Oh, no, not that guy.
Yes.
Failed Senate candidate, by the way, from Illinois.
Yeah.
And he's still fighting for us, but just in a much minor role.
Yes. Well, he got his talking points about, who's to blame for this? Obviously Trump is.
There's tremendous, as you can understand, concern given the threat levels that are going up in part because of the president and now 3 assassination attempts on him, his very low approval ratings, which unfortunately fuel a lot of disaffection.
Okay.
This guy.
So you say because of his low approval ratings, that's why people keep trying to kill him?
More people are mad at him, and therefore, it heightens the ability to shoot the president, I guess, or the want to shoot the president.
I just remember a time when Joe Biden had historically low approval ratings.
Yes.
I don't remember a whole lot of MAGA bros trying to kill him repeatedly.
No. No. If that was really what caused it, Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi would have been in the ground years ago.
Yes.
What an idiotic take.
Well, the guy is a complete loser, so it doesn't surprise me.
It'd be one thing, have the stones just to say, hey, because of his rhetoric and he goes after people, that comes with the territory. Mm-hmm. You can disagree with that, but at least he'd be a man about it. Yeah. Instead of, he's got these really low approval ratings and I'm going to fight for the people. Oh, well, whatever, dude.
He does know all about low approval ratings. He does know about them. He's had them his whole career.
Just tired of these people. I'm speaking for a lot of people today saying that. My goodness, man. And then Norah O'Donnell. That 60 Minutes interview with Trump.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I was watching this thing live.
Yeah. That got under his skin a little bit.
Oh, yeah. He wasn't having it.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't happy with Norah O'Donnell bringing up something that the shooter wrote in his manifesto.
Yeah, it's something that people on the left want to say all the time.
Mm-hmm.
The so-called manifesto is a stunning thing to read, Mr. President. He appears to reference a motive in it. He writes this, quote, administration officials, they are targets. And he also wrote this, I am no longer willing to permit a pedophile, rapist, and traitor to coat my hands with his crimes. What's your reaction to that?
Well, I was waiting for you to read that because I knew you would, because you're horrible people, horrible people. Yeah, he did write that. I'm not a rapist. I didn't rape anybody.
Do you think he was referring to you?
Excuse me.
Oh, shut up.
That's the part.
Do you think he was? Of course you. That's why you read it.
Again, have the stones.
No kidding.
You want to bring it up to stand
that.
behind it. Oh, you think that?
What? I didn't mean that.
I thought for sure he was talking about Tony Dockupil. I don't know.
Right. It made no sense. Whatever.
I'm not a pedophile. You read that crap from some sick person. I got associated with all stuff that has nothing to do with me. I was totally exonerated. Your friends on the other side of the plate are the ones that were involved with let's say, Epstein or other things. But I said to myself, I'll do this interview, and they'll probably, I read the manifesto, he's a sick person, but you should be ashamed of yourself reading that, because I'm not any of those things.
Mr. President,
and I
these
was
are
never,
the gunman's words.
Excuse me. You shouldn't be reading that on 60 Minutes. You're a disgrace. But go ahead, let's finish the interview.
Kaboom.
Yeah, because, one of the things legacy media loves to throw out there, claims without evidence.
Yeah.
You hear it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Do they ever say that when they're talking about
No.
the manifesto?
No.
And he claimed without evidence, which would be true. But they won't do it because they actually want people to believe that, even though they know it's not true.
She was looking for the gotcha. She was looking for something.
But what I'm
Gonna
saying
get
is,
smug, smart-ass question.
they put that stuff out there.
I know.
And they could make it very clear to the audience what is true and what is not. They don't, because they don't mind the audience believing something that is completely not true. And it's really unfortunate, but that's what it is. I mean, it's not just slanted. It's propaganda. We've known it for a long time. And you can't tell me it doesn't have something to do with the political climate we're in.
Oh, I think that's a big part of it, yes.
And it would just be refreshing if they would just own part of that. So you know what? When we do our news coverage, we have to make it clear to the audience what is real and what is not. There are some things that are gray that the audience can decide on their own, but we don't want people believing outright lies. Mm-hmm. But that's not true.
Well, you leave that part out if you're her. It's got, the manifesto. Here's what he said about you. Well, okay.
I think there's another way you could frame that question that I think would be fair. You tell me if this is out of bounds. Okay, so in this manifesto, this guy writes things like you're a pedophile, whatever. Okay, and there are people that believe that. What do you say to those people that believe that? I think you could phrase it that way, and it'd be fair.
But you're not going to get the desired outcome you're looking for.
What do you think? What do you think was the outcome she wanted?
I think she wanted him to stutter and stammer over it or give some sort of weak answer behind it, but he didn't.
I tend to think that what they really want in this situation is what you were just saying, Jamie. They want people to come away with the idea that, yes, there are credible allegations that Donald Trump is a pedophile.
Yeah, and you want to be the one to ask that question.
Mm-hmm.
You want the gold star next to your name. Yeah.
Man. And so then, I haven't heard this clip, David. I know you have it. It's Jamie Raskin.
Yeah.
He'll read anything put in front of him by his higher-ups.
Oh, for sure.
And this is about the rhetoric from the Democrats?
Yes. Well, Democrat Representative Jamie Raskin, he went on CNN to react to the shooting at the dinner. Dana Bash asked him if Democrats are going to start toning things down now.
Okay.
And you have, as many of your fellow Democrats, have used some heated rhetoric against the president. And do you think twice about that when something like this happens?
What rhetoric do you have in mind?
Just talking about some of the fact that he, is terrible for this country and so on and so forth. I understand that that's your Democratic right, but overall, do you
I have
a
no
responsibility?
personal problem with Donald Trump at all. I talk about the policies of this administration, the authoritarianism like we saw on display in Minneapolis, where 2 of our citizens were gunned down in the streets simply for exercising their First Amendment rights.
That's a load.
Yeah, that's not
true. That's a load. And Dana Bash, whatever she wants to call herself, should stop him right freaking there.
Mm-hmm.
They won't do it.
Nope.
Because they don't want their audience to know the truth. Hold on, Raskin. Hold on. Now, you can wait until this all plays out, but it wasn't like they were just gunned down for protesting.
Yeah.
Stop with that narrative. They won't do it.
Alex Preddy and others have died in custody. I'm talking about policies. I don't personalize it.
What are you talking about? Who died in custody and how?
Dude,
I don't know.
Like protesters dying in custody?
That's what he's claiming.
No.
Then be a real interviewer and say, what are you talking about? Mm-hmm. Cite the cases. You just can't come on this show and spew a bunch of BS. They won't do it because that's part of the game.
Well, on CNN, you can go on there and spew a bunch of BS.
Yes.
Unchallenged.
Yes.
Yes.
It's so frustrating. And then you got stupid Jimmy Kimmel. That didn't age well.
No, it did not. Yeah, he did a fake stand-up routine for the White House Correspondents' Dinner because he was butthurt that he wasn't invited and they weren't going to have a comedian, yada, yada, yada. So then this was part of his bit just a couple days before someone tried to kill Donald Trump again.
Okay.
Our First Lady Melania is here. Look at Melania, so beautiful. Mrs. Trump, you have a glow like an expectant widow.
Yeah, hilarious.
Yes.
Really good, Jimmy. How's the ratings, Jimmy?
Well,
not so good.
When's his last day again?
No, you're thinking Colbert.
Oh, I'm thinking Colbert. Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel's going to be there a while then, huh?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't get the boot. Okay.
Yeah, Colbert's got less than a month, I think.
Yeah, I think it's the end of May is when the season runs out.
How long do you go with Kimmel? How long do you go with that?
It's a money loser.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't get it.
I wonder if they're almost just waiting around to see how the Colbert thing plays out. You could probably squeeze out a little extra ratings in the immediate aftermath of Colbert going away.
Oh, yeah, because the people that would watch that, they're going to look for something else similar.
So then it's like, okay, well, we're going to get that little boost. We'll see how things go with the new project that CBS is going to be putting on, and if it's successful, we're going to steal that idea.
Yeah,
that's all the game.
Now is the CBS doing all comedians? Isn't that the deal?
Yeah,
like a comedy stand-up thing
like
or whatever.
They're paying for it.
Yeah,
late night comedy.
Yeah, they're paying for the time.
Well, late night comedy is a rare thing, so it might work.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Other news out there. The food stamps. Is this Florida, David?
No, this is actually in Texas, where a guy's at the grocery store, and he's got face tats, by the way, and neck tattoos.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, wait a minute. I can't buy sugary drinks with food stamps anymore. What am I supposed to drink?
How about water? I can't wait to hear this. Roll.
What's happening, y'all? All you can get to drink now with your food stamps is water.
Yeah.
Not eligible. It's happening, y'all. It's happening. What am I gonna drink now? Not eligible. What is going on, man? What was supposed to drink now? Not eligible. Not eligible. All they're giving us is water, guys.
Oh no!
I'm at HEB right now, and you
no.
can't get nothing to drink besides water. What's going on, yo?
Oh,
What's
the
going on,
oppression.
y'all?
Just the oppression in Trump's America. Golly.
Oh boy, can you imagine living like that? I get free water,
which is actually kind of ironic because Democrats had spent a lot of time saying that Republicans were trying to ban water.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Outside of polling stations.
Polling stations, yeah.
They don't want you to drink water.
It's just great because Americans are the most giving people on the planet as far as charity, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you put that guy out there with his neck tats bitching because he can't get his sugary drinks anymore and all he got water, they ain't giving a nickel.
No.
And if you do, you're an idiot. All right, David, take us out. Gee whiz, man. It's usually Thursday by the time, I'll just speak for me, that I'm this irritated. But all this nonsense being spewed out there is just kind of epic level.
Thursday, get here, you may do scanners, your brain just make blow up your
Might
head.
happen, yeah. The 5 stories we're watching today, coming right up.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. frames. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new brick you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-494-7174. 800-494-7174. 800-494-7174.
You know what's funny? The pictures you remember most about your mom or your wife aren't the big staged ones. It's those everyday moments that hit the hardest. You know, the laugh, the look, just being there. And all those pics you don't have to just keep on your phone, and you don't have to run out and print them. You just put them on an Aura frame, so those memories are actually living in your home where you can see them every single day.
Aura makes Mother's Day easy. You can preload photos before the frame even ships, so it shows up ready to roll. And you get free unlimited storage, so you can keep adding photos and videos anytime from anywhere. Plus, you can personalize it with a message before it even arrives.
Named #1 by Wirecutter, you can save on gifts moms love by visiting auraframes.com. For a limited time, you listeners can get $25 off their best-selling Carver mat frame with code MVCR. That's AURA frames.com, promo code MVCR. Support the station by mentioning Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins at checkout. Terms and conditions apply.
The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins, and the 5 stories we're watching today.
All right, number 5, the Supreme Court has struck down the lower court's order which stopped Texas's new congressional maps from going into effect. So the map will be there for the midterms, it looks like, and could result in 5 new Republicans in the U.S. House following the elections.
I like it.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yep. Number 4, President Trump and other White House officials had to be evacuated after a man fired shots outside the White House Correspondents' Dinner on Saturday night. Number 3, 31-year-old Cole Allen has been arrested. Never trust somebody with 2 first names.
No, never do that.
Yep. He has been arrested. He reportedly checked into the Hilton Hotel where the event was being held the day before and was actually surprised at how lax the security was.
It was pretty amazing.
He actually wrote, "Unless I'm being pranked."
Yes.
Number 2, Cole Allen also sent an anti-President Trump manifesto to his family members. I think his brother that contacted the police in Connecticut.
Yes.
Okay, something's about to happen, guys. I'm glad that the entire family isn't a bunch of nut jobs, apparently. And then number 1, this is a huge story, guys, and I hate to even bring it up. Chuck Todd, former NBC News moderator, Meet the Press, says, quote, "I'm not going to any more events where Trump is at them. I don't feel safe."
No, good. Okay, don't.
Was he invited?
So what? I was just going to say.
Well,
nobody asked you to be there.
Yeah.
Courageous journalist right there.
Those are the top 5 stories that we're keeping an eye on today. Brickhouse Nutrition designed lean for frustrated dieters with 10 pounds or more to lose. So let's get you started. 20% off plus free rush shipping. Go to takelean.com. Use promo code MVCR to take advantage of that offer. That's code MVCR at takelean.com.
I don't know this for sure, but if I had to guess, I bet he was invited.
He probably is. I mean, that was more just a cheap shot joke, but it's kind of like...
Yeah, but anybody with a podcast that's a former, news anchor, I think, probably gets invited.
Oh, some people have podcasts. Other people have Toddcasts.
That's true. He does call it the Chuck Toddcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Much different. See, it's different.
But, yeah, I mean, it's just really funny to me that they're making it all about them. Like, well, I don't feel safe. Well, why don't you feel safe, Chuck? Do you think you might have had something to do with the fact that a lot of liberals have been brainwashed into wanting to kill Donald Trump or thinking like that's a good result?
Tell you what, I'll play a clip in a bit of John Carl talking about how terrified people were.
Yeah. Well, and I don't blame them.
I don't either, but you'll want to hear it. We'll get to that. I happen to see this piece. According to researchers at the University of Missouri, Kansas City, and the University of Arizona, we are speaking less to each other than we did 10 years ago.
Of course.
And it's way down.
Yeah.
Just as you would imagine. like over a 30% decrease. And it's because a lot of it's because of texting.
I was going to say, yeah.
But you have people that are pretty concerned about the trend because talking requires you to pay attention to what the other person is saying, then formulate a response and control your physical reaction all within like 200 milliseconds. And having those interpersonal skills are important to learn, develop, and master. And when you say young people, it's like they can't have a conversation.
They can't.
That's part of the reason why. Plus, you have shortened attention spans as well.
My granddaughter will text me if I'm across the room from her.
This is the Markley, Van Camp, and Robin show.
Oh, you know
and
what?
What's your response when she does it?
I'm right here.
Yeah.
I think I just figured out why Hakeem Jeffries speaks the way he does. Like his brain's on dial-up. He's letting the young people catch up to what he's saying. That's all it is.
He's ahead of the game.
He is. He's talking
in text
to the youth. That's what he's doing. Maybe
that was a perfect delivery right there.
That was good.
Of Hakeem. Well played, David.
Text.
He speaks text message. Yes.
Yes.
IRL. Yeah.
All right, we'll get to that clip coming up in a few of John Carl talking about the other night. And then Trump saying, this is why we need the ballroom. Yeah. People are pissed about that, but he makes a good point. We'll get to that as well coming up. The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins, John Carl of ABC News. Mm-hmm. Oh, I was telling the story, and I get it. You'd be terrified. All of a sudden, you hear gunshots at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and he tells the story.
George, it was a frightening and bewildering scene. That dinner has 2,600 people packed in that space. The tables are so close together that it's hard to walk around. So when those muffled shots were heard in that ballroom, what happened next was actually louder. The Secret Service charging down that center aisle, one of the few places you can freely walk in that place, crashing through barricades, knocking them over, some of them actually climbing on top of the tables, a huge television monitor going to the ground as they approached the stage. George, I have to say one of the most frightening things about that whole scene was how frightened people in the room were. Some of them diving under tables and watching those armed agents with their long guns on the top of the stage. Really, really something that I never thought I would see in dinner.
Yeah. And at least early on, I think that's why the coverage was a little bit different this time. Mm-hmm. I don't expect it to last.
Well,
no, it won't. No. It'll be over by 5 o'clock today.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and right now, I mean, the White House press secretary, Carolyn Leavitt, letting the press have it a little bit.
Oh.
Which is one of the reasons why this won't last very long, because they'll be up in their feelings again. But here's part of what she said today.
Okay.
When you read the manifesto of this shooter, ask yourselves, how different is the rhetoric from this almost assassin than what you read on social media and hear in various forums every single day? The answer, if you're being honest with yourself, is that there is no difference at all. Much of the manifesto of the would-be assassin is indistinguishable from the words that we hear daily from so many. For example, as the First Lady of the United States pointed out this morning, just 2 days prior to the shooting, ABC's late-night host Jimmy Kimmel disgustingly called First Lady Melania Trump an expectant widow. Who in their right minds says a wife would be glowing over the potential murder of her beloved husband? And having experienced what I did with the First Lady on Saturday night, I can tell you that she was anything but that.
Yeah, good for her. Yeah, it's been pointed out what a lot of people have said about Trump over time. Pelosi, Gavin Newsom, De Niro, Kathy Griffin, all calling for something.
Yeah. You get out and make a crowd. Let them know that you're not welcome.
Yeah.
Maxine Waters.
Was it Mickey Rourke? Wanted a clubbing? Victor Davis Hanson went through a bunch of them.
Mickey Rourke said that?
Yeah. George Lopez talked about a bounty killing. Of course, Rosie O'Donnell.
Well,
visioning Trump being thrown off a cliff. Oh, Johnny Depp, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The John Wilkes Booth style Trump assassination?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty. Even Joe Biden. So we're done talking about the debate. It's time to put Trump in the bullseye.
Yep.
Yeah, all that sort of stuff. Oh, Benny Thompson. Old Benny and the Jets Thompson. Remember 2024 crafted a law that was entitled the Denying Infinite Security and Government Resources Allocated Toward Convicted and Extremely Dishonorable Former Protectees Act.
Yeah.
That's a long
Trying
one.
to strip away Secret Service protection for Trump.
Yes.
Got no acronym on that one. Wow.
It's something, man. And Trump, by the way, it was just in Trump fashion, said, this is why we need a ballroom. Because the security was just not up to it.
Yeah.
That's true.
We looked at all of the conditions that took place tonight, and I will say, it's not a particularly secure building. And I didn't want to say this, but this is why we have to have all of the attributes of what we're planning at the White House. It's actually a larger room, and it's much more secure. It's drone-proof, it's bulletproof glass. We need the ballroom. That's why Secret Service, that's why the military are demanding it. They've wanted the ballroom for 150 years for lots of different reasons, but today's a little bit different because today we need levels of security that probably nobody's ever seen before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm just going to tell you this piece. I don't know if you've seen it or not.
Oh, gosh.
That Robert Reich guy?
Oh, he's the guy who's like 4'9" or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the old economist from the Clinton administration.
He was shot out of a cannon when he was in college.
Very anti-Trump,
Oh, yeah.
He had a piece in The Guardian, and the headline was "Gunfire at the White House Correspondents' Center is another grim sign of our times." I'm like, okay. So I'm like, okay, I'll see what he's got to say. Maybe there's some self-reflection here. He says, for as long as I can remember, the White House Correspondents' Center was where the Washington press corps and Washington officials basked in each other's celebrity. Saturday night's dinner ended abruptly with gunshots. Secret Service officers screamed at attendees to get down. Donald Trump and other officials being rapidly ushered out of the ballroom, plates crashing and chairs falling, and general pandemonium. Saturday night, the celebrities became normal people feeling panic and fear. Most of the time, Washington is a stage on which actors take on roles and dressed up for assigned parts. I remember wearing an uncomfortable tuxedo to the White House Correspondents' Dinner while working at the Clinton administration, trying to make pleasant conversation with people who had skewered me that very morning. The glamour and swish of the event was at such sharp odds with the hard daily slog of my job that it seemed strangely disembodied, as if everyone had been given a script and they knew was total BS. But Trump has changed much of this. He has brought a grim hostility to the jobs of doing the public's work and reporting on those who do the public's work. Again, going back to Trump's fault. He has personally targeted journalists with taunts and insults. Going on and on. So this whole thing, and you're thinking, is it self-reflection? Nope, it was all good until Trump. This is the first one he's attended. That's what I'm thinking. This is the first one he's been at.
Yeah.
Yes.
He said, I don't need this. Unbelievable.
Well, he got into that ring bearer tux and went to the big ball.
I'm sorry. By the way, he's 4'11". I didn't mean to rob him of 2 inches there.
I knew he was short. I didn't know it was that short. Oh, man. Don't go with the Stonehenge Monument around that guy.
Well, he's dancing.
Was trotted upon by a dwarf.
He is a founding member of the Lollipop Guild, though.
We represent. All right, it's that time. We do it a couple of times a day. Go around the table. It may not be the biggest story out there, but it caught your attention. David, what's your story here?
Dude, this is a wild story. Last week, a woman was at a park on the south side of San Antonio, fishing with her 3-year-old daughter. And out of nowhere, an illegal alien from India named Atharva Vyas ran up and attacked her. And then she drops her 3-year-old as she's being attacked. And he starts attacking the little girl, knocked out a couple of teeth, and bit her face.
Oh, my gosh.
Like, dude.
Wow.
Her
Holy
mom.
smokes.
Yeah, her mom talked to KSAT television.
Okay.
I think whenever he was, like, everybody was already there, I got up and I was like, this is a zombie movie. Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Okay. He attacks this woman and then attacks the 3-year-old and bites her face?
Yes.
That's instant execution.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. Dude.
You can't be among people. You can't.
No, and luckily there were some bystanders who saw what was going on and helped restrain him until the cops got there. And when you know it, Vyas had, previously been arrested for a felony assault months after entering the U.S. in 2023, but Biden administration never got around to, deporting him because they were waiting for some border security bill to be passed or whatever. It's
Gosh,
just
dang it.
It just pisses you off, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it does.
Scott, is your story lighter or is it another one that's going to piss you off?
It depends on how you look at it, I suppose.
That's the best answer.
It might piss you off, but then again, you might laugh at it. I don't know.
Because I could go with a story right now David reminded me of that it will just totally piss you off.
Okay, well.
But I don't want to just do a whole segment of being pissed off. I don't want to be pissed off all day.
It's a sponsorship opportunity.
Yeah.
This 3 stories about being pissed off are brought to you by.
I'll just do it. Did you hear about this 7-time felon escaped from electronic monitoring in Chicago and then shot a cop at a hospital? Yes.
He shot a cop at a hospital.
This is crazy, dude. This was at the Swedish Covenant Hospital, Lincoln Square, like North Chicago. Alfonso Talley. And he's going to appear today. This guy, dude, let me go down. CWB in Chicago reported this. This guy, it's the latest incident. He reportedly escaped electronic monitoring relating to 2 pending violent felony cases. He has a long criminal history stretching back to 2017, including multiple armed robberies, weapons charges, and assaults on law enforcement. And despite repeated arrests, the suspect released multiple times. Most recently, December 2025, on electronic monitoring, facing 4 felony cases, including armed carjacking and armed robbery. A month later, pleaded guilty to the 2 oldest cases, possession of a stolen motor vehicle and aggravated battery of a peace officer, and a sentence of 4 years and 3 years to be served concurrently, but with credit for time spent in jail and on monitoring, and there's the Illinois state standard of 50% sentence reduction. He was able to report to the Illinois Department of Corrections the next day and walk out before sundown.
Golly.
By early March. And then, no longer complying with the terms of his release, skipped a court appearance after officials said he left home without permission, failed to keep his ankle monitor charged. So then he's allegedly robbing another place. They get him in custody. And then, as he's done before, says, I need medical attention. So they take him to the hospital, but they don't know how he got the gun. And then he shot 2 cops, 1 dead, 1 in critical. And again, all the priors with this guy, he should never seen the light of day.
Yeah, but the Safety Act that was passed, that's right. Why the guy was out on the streets. That was going to make Illinois communities safer.
Yeah, that's what that load told everybody.
Yes.
Pritzker. It's disgusting, man. So that's my pissed off story. What do you got, Scott?
Well, I've got a quote that Tim Walz made over the weekend. Political violence has become all too prevalent in America. I'm grateful for the swift response from law enforcement at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. You just called him a fascist a week ago in Europe, jackass.
Yes, he did.
1,000% jump in violence against ICE after you called them the Gestapo. Have a seat, Tim. Sit down.
Well, that doesn't
Tired
sound...
of this crap.
That
with
doesn't
these
sound
guys.
fun.
Right.
They do this all the time. And this, why is he out there right now, by the way?
Don't know.
He's everywhere now, again.
I suppose he is applying for his next job. which would be some sort of correspondent on CNN or something.
Yeah.
Well, I just have something to say here because I know it's tense. We can make something,
All right, yeah.
I have something else that I could have gone with.
Well, I was just going to say, why was Cinderella so bad at soccer?
Why?
She kept running away from the ball.
Sponsorship opportunity. Dad joke of the day brought to you by. Yeah. I like it.
It's not bad, man.
I like it.
All I can tell you is it made me laugh.
Me too.
It's what happens when you grow up in a household with maybe some parents in a toxic, environment. You got to learn how to lighten things up when it gets tense.
That's right.
It's not anywhere close to one of my daughter's favorite jokes.
What's that?
Do you know what Cinderella said when she got to the ball?
What's that?
No, I'm not. I can't.
No.
She said, I can't?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I
Can you give me the punchline right at the end of the show? It's done the setup. Now, can you just give me the punchline at the end without setting up
I'll
the
tell you
joke?
what. When we come back, I'll give you the punchline.
Okay.
You'll know it when you hear it.
All right.
Next.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-576-2024. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-576-2024. That's 800-576-2024. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Mom deserves more than flowers and a card. Enter to win the JTV Mother's Day Getaway at jtv.com/sweepstakes. You could win a 6-night cruise to Grand Cayman, Mexico, and the Bahamas, plus $1,000 spending money and a $1,000 gift card to shop JTV. It's a mom's dream come true. Enter the JTV Mother's Day Getaway now at jtv.com/sweepstakes. And new customers receive a one-time $25 off of a purchase of $50 or more.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Michaela's Mobile Spa, Michaela! Michaela got a quick business insurance quote from Progressive and chose from over 30 customizable coverages. Sure, it helps she's her only employee and does literally everything. But while others would rest on their laurels, Michaela was hard at work saving big. So take that, hypothetical other employee who doesn't exist. Be your own Michaela. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
The Markley Van Camp and Robbins Show.
You okay?
Yes.
All right.
Moving on. If you want to be the hero this Mother's Day, you can skip the last-minute flowers and give Mom something she'll really actually use. If she loves cooking but hates the stress that comes with timing everything just right, you got to check out Chef IQ Sense. It even makes a guy like me effective in the kitchen. This thing is a total game changer.
It's a wireless smart thermometer that basically takes, that's a funny joke. It takes all the guesswork out of cooking. You put it in whatever you got going. It sends alerts straight to your phone telling you exactly when your food hits the perfect temperature. Doesn't matter if it's on the grill, in the oven, even the air fryer. It just works.
Yeah, less stress, more time. She actually gets to hang out, relax, and enjoy the people she's cooking for. And right now, with their Mother's Day sale, it's the perfect time to get one of these, too. Give Mom something she'll love and use long after Mother's Day's over. Go to chefiq.com. Use promo code MVCR for 30% off. That's chefiq.com, promo code MVCR.
News update, David Van Camp.
Sorry.
No, I take that as a compliment.
You got the whew.
Yes.
You got the punchline there. Okay. Chuck Todd, the sleepy-eyed one himself, says he's not going to Trump events anymore.
I'm not going to any more events where Trump's at him. I don't feel safe. Wherever Donald Trump
Chaos
is,
follows him.
Chaos follows him. And you are less safe, right? If you decide to go into his orbit, you have become less safe. He does not care about your safety. He's not going to protect you.
What? Okay, all right, we got to get back to that. It's time for Nimrods. We could make that a Nimrod, for crying out loud. Oh, my gosh. I got a different one. Oh, my gosh.
When the going gets tough. Damn it, this is too hard. The dumb get dumber.
All right, Ian.
It's Nimrods in the News on the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show.
I love the poorly educated.
All right. Nimrods in the News. We go to Florida, and this is a wild one, man. Police department is addressing a video that's been circulated of a Homestead police officer allegedly challenging another guy to a car race. Driver claimed the officer said, "You want to run it?" And all of a sudden, light goes green, cop takes off, dude can't catch up.
Wow.
So then he posts the video saying, "I just want you to know this is what they're about," and now they have to address the whole thing, and that's Nimrods in the News.
Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, and Scott Robbins.
We just become best friends. Yep.
Making sense of it all.
Now I get it.
And having some fun.
Lighten up, Francis.
This is the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show.
The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins. The accused would-be Trump assassin is in court.
All right.
So we'll see what happens there. Chuck Todd, David, you had a piece of audio.
Yeah.
Used to be the Meet the Press guy.
Yeah.
As you call it, Meet the Depressed, Scott.
Well, it is depressing.
And now he just does a podcast.
The Toddcast.
It's the Toddcast.
Get it right.
That's not one of the higher-rated ones on the left, it doesn't seem.
I have no idea who listens to this.
But he was on Chris Cillizza, the wow guy, his podcast, because everybody's got a podcast.
Everybody does, yeah. It's like a driver's license now.
And you know what? It's Trump's fault that people keep trying to kill him, and it's not safe for anybody around him.
Okay.
He's a bullet magnet.
I'm not going to any more events where Trump's at him. I don't feel safe. Wherever Donald Trump
Chaos
is,
follows him.
Chaos follows him. And you are less safe, right? If you decide to go into his orbit, you have become less safe. He does not care about your safety. He's not going to protect you if you go into his orbit, because he's always going to protect himself first. You know, I think about when somebody using Donald Trump's words and actions.
Hold on a second. Just on its face, he's the president.
Yeah.
You're supposed to have protection, and the one big criticism, and it's being out there, or it's out there again today, is they don't protect him well enough.
Nope.
He doesn't care about you. I'm not going to go. What, if he goes to the Super Bowl, you're not going, Chuck, because you're scared? Shut up. Go ahead.
Using Donald Trump's words and actions targeted me and a bunch of other members of the press. You know who I didn't hear from?
Donald Trump.
Right. So the guy doesn't care when people commit violence in his name. He only cares when the violence is committed against him, and he does not see that he is a contributor to the atmospherics of the world we're living in.
So apparently mean tweets and mean emails and threats over the phone, while reprehensible, are the same as getting shot at. Because
no, never.
Maybe I missed something, but I don't remember a time when Chuck Todd was on stage giving a speech of some sort, and he came within a couple of millimeters of having his head blown off in front of everybody.
No kidding.
I don't remember that.
Some of these people, Scott, you said this. You said they're broken.
They are broken.
That sounds like a broken man right there.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not objective at that point. I don't know what else to say to it, man. A lot of that just didn't make sense to me.
You had a power position and you've lost it. And you hate it. And you hate the person you think that's responsible for it.
Yeah, I can see being bitter toward that person for a long time, but if you still have a job where you're supposed to maintain some sort of...
No, he doesn't. They don't care about that anymore.
Okay.
They don't care about it anymore. I mean, Dan Rather and...
Well, Dan Rather's...
But the whole thing, Nora O'Donnell. I mean, go down the list.
Yeah, like Dan Rather, he's old and out of gas.
Yeah,
has been for a long time.
Nora
But
O'Donnell,
these should be people
but
like
they-
in
they
their
sh-
prime.
right, and
what, Trump probably ruined them?
Yes.
But they've got this notion that because they're journalists, they're unimpeachable. There's nothing you can say or do.
The thing about, I don't know why Chuck Todd thinks he doesn't have that gig anymore. It has more to do with him being a white male than it does Trump.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Because they Kristen Welkered him out of that job.
They did. He got DEI'd.
He did. That was the whole deal. Anybody objective saw it.
So what happened, Charlie? I got Welkered.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, I know.
He's bitter, though. Okay, that's fine. Well, Trump on 60 Minutes. Couple of things that were interesting. Because for some early on that were saying they should have had Trump out of there fast, he was saying, hey, that was more on me, than anything else. Like, I was responsible for the slow roll there. Did you hear him say that? Yeah.
Well, what happened is it was a little bit me. I wanted to see what was happening.
A little bit me.
And I wasn't making it that easy for him. I wanted to see what was going on. And by that time, we started to realize maybe it was a bad problem. And I was surrounded by great people. And I probably made them act a little bit more slowly. I said, wait a minute, let me see, wait a minute. So then I started walking with them. I started walking. And they said, please go down on the floor. So I went down, and First Lady went down also.
Yeah. Speaking of the First Lady, yeah, she wants Jimmy Kimmel fired.
Well,
from ABC.
She's got every right to say what she said.
Yeah, she's had enough. Yeah.
What happened to him?
To Jimmy Kimmel?
Yeah, what happened?
That was your boy.
I liked him for a long time.
You did?
Yeah, I thought he was funny.
Yeah. If you missed it, it was the...
Our First Lady Melania is here. Look at Melania, so beautiful. Mrs. Trump, you have a glow like an expectant widow.
That was Thursday. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it didn't age well.
Do you think he'll address it on his show?
You almost have to, don't you?
Oh, yeah, and he'll play the victim. Oh, here you go. You got somebody in the White House calling for me to be fired again, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Then he'll get probably a spike in ratings for a day, and then it'll go back to being dismal yet again.
Yes.
That would be my guess. You know who actually acknowledged the threat environment? Like anything we've ever seen before. That would be Little George and Pierre Thomas on ABC's Good Morning America. They don't attribute it to anything.
Really?
No.
Okay.
Your third assassination attempt against President Trump, and the domestic terror threat about as high as it's ever been.
George, this is perhaps the most dangerous threat environment since 9/11, and there has been a surge in politically motivated attacks like nothing we've seen in decades.
Okay, Pierre, thanks very much.
Okay.
No.
That was it?
Yeah, like, why is that, you suppose?
We're just going to tack that on there and let the viewer figure it out.
There you go.
You get paid by the word? What? Got a budget here.
Yeah.
That was really quick. That was a short hit right there.
Well, and Pierre Thomas, to be fair, had a longer report. That was like the end of it, saying this threat environment is unlike anything we've ever seen before. And I'm like, well, are you going to get into that?
Yeah.
Well, and actually talk about it? Because, well, on 60 Minutes, Nora O'Donnell starts talking about no kings, and he addressed that, which is fine.
He had attended a No Kings protest in California.
No Kings. Yeah.
What did security tell you about what may have been his motives?
The reason you have people like that is you have people doing no kings. I'm not a king. What I am, if I was a king, I wouldn't be dealing with you.
Yeah, true. Well, that's true.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to deal with it.
No, not at all.
Well, and right now, a lot of people in the media and on the left are trying to make this sort of a both sides issue. And you kind of heard that from Little George there, right? Like, well, the threat environment's very, very complicated right now. Politically motivated violence is reaching levels we haven't seen in decades.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a both sides thing. And
it's not.
Just if you have a functioning brain and can process information, it's not. Because there's one side that when Elon Musk was doing the horrible thing of rooting out waste, fraud, and abuse in the federal government, a bunch of lefties went out and started vandalizing or firebombing Teslas.
Yes.
That is, it's so surreal to think about that period of time. And that was, what, a year ago?
Yeah.
And you had people shooting up dealerships. You had them trying to light fires at the charging stations, just random, everyday, normal-looking people walking by and, and keying the Tesla because I don't like Elon Musk because he's trying to find fraud in the federal government.
But they were calling him Hitler, too.
Yeah, there's nothing coherent about any of that, and it was coming from one side. I'm not saying there aren't right-wing nut jobs out there. Yeah, there are. But when it comes to who's lashing out, it's one side.
Gosh. Absolutely. And the thing is, if someone ever does succeed and they get Trump and they kill him, the right-wing nuts, you can only imagine what can happen.
Well, and it's not.
And I don't want to see it. I don't ever want to see it.
No, me either. But you're right. I mean, you can only poke the bear so long.
Oh, what is
Once
it?
something like that would happen, it would
be
an earthquake. Yep.
Oh, buddy.
What's the old adage, though? It's not even just nuts. It's like the most dangerous men on planet Earth are the ones who just wanted to be left alone.
Yeah.
Then you hit that time.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody wants to see it.
Nope.
But again, man, if they were really honest brokers in the media, they would have called out when all the Teslas were getting damaged and blown up to say, listen, people are under the assumption that Elon Musk is Hitler. Okay, you may not like, him coming out with a chainsaw saying this is the chainsaw bureaucracy or whatever, and you're cutting all these things. But he's not Hitler. That's freaking ridiculous. And this isn't Nazi Germany. And making comparisons to it is completely irresponsible in the media. Because there are a lot of people that are easily influenced, that are nuts. And they know that, but it doesn't stop them. I thought it was interesting, man. Patrick Bet-David. You familiar with Patrick Bet-David?
Yeah, vaguely.
He's got a
Not as
podcast,
much.
Scott.
No, of course he does.
It's pretty good.
I'd rather know who doesn't.
Okay. He raised this question because he pointed out that Forbes is majority owned by a Hong Kong-based group. And his argument was, if major American media companies are controlled by foreign investors, especially from countries with very different interests than the United States, who's influencing the narratives?
Yeah.
Because we don't have honest brokers in the media.
Whoever has the most money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just part of it. And Trump wants to have this, again, it's got to be under different circumstances, obviously. But do you think that's going to happen in the next month, the way he's called for it?
No.
Probably not.
Here's John Carl this morning talking about the call from Trump and then what he talked about.
Yeah, interestingly, it was just after 7 a.m. It was my landline, which I don't get many calls on, and it was the president, President Trump, calling. He said he was calling to see if I was okay. It was clear that the real reason he was calling, in addition to that, was that he wanted to be sure that this dinner gets rescheduled. He knew that I had been involved in planning White House Correspondents' dinners. He said, we have to get this done and done soon. And as people were raising doubts about questions about the security, he wanted to say that the Secret Service, in his view, performed very well, that they jumped into action and saved a lot of lives.
We'll see. By the way, in just entertainment news, I always like to do these stories, Scott, because you usually have a comment on it. Anthony Kiedis, Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yep.
He's 63 now.
Yep.
His current girlfriend's 30. Eileen Kelly, she's a sex and dating columnist for Vogue.
She is she?
Yes, she is. Now, let's see, you're a couple, you're close to that. Can you imagine dating someone 30?
33 years younger than me?
Yeah.
No. They want babies. I don't want a baby. I've never thought that was a good thing. No.
What if she said, I don't want babies?
They all say that, and then, then it's like, well, I've just been thinking, let's have a... And then they do. So you got De Niro at 90 years old with his 12-year-old. It's...
It's interesting to me.
Dude, what do you talk about when you're 63 and she's 30? What do you talk about?
She's defending it to people that are saying, what are you doing? Old man. She's like, you know what? There's something to be said for a man who simply had more time to get his bleep together.
Well,
and he's really excited to be with me.
And he's really rich.
Well,
yeah, I bet he is, too. Yeah.
A couple of updates and the 5 stories we're watching today coming right up.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
My doctor told me my cholesterol is borderline, so I took control with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula. Garlic helps maintain healthy cholesterol safely and naturally. It's odor and taste-free, and Garlic is a world leader in garlic potency. I'm taking charge of my cholesterol with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula, cholesterol's natural enemy.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at radiodirect.com/privacy. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. Text help for help. Consult a doctor prior to use.
Wow, you look amazing. What have you been doing?
You've heard of Ozempic, Wegovy, and the other GLP-1 medications that are all over the news, right? Well, I found this great company called Zelfie. And if you qualify, you can get medications like Ozempic and Wegovy and other GLP-1s at 80 to 90% savings without insurance. All 100% online.
Wait, I can get GLP-1 medications for 80 to 90% less and do it all online? No long wait at the doctor's office or pharmacy?
Yes, Zelfie can provide semaglutide and tirzepatide, the active ingredients in Ozempic and other expensive GLP-1s, for 80 to 90% less and shipped direct to your door.
Amazing. How do I get started?
Just send them a text.
Text MORE to 797979 to get started today with Zelfie. Get the same active ingredients in Wegovy or Ozempic for 80 to 90% less, 100% online. Don't wait. Text MORE to 797979 right now for your exclusive offer. Text MORE to 797979. That's MORE to 797979.
The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins, and the 5 stories we're watching today.
Okay, number 5. This is a world news story. South African lawmakers are putting together a national AI policy. They had the draft made and submitted, but they've withdrawn it now because it contained fake sources in its reference list that were AI generated.
Oh, that's great.
Number 4, the latest U.S. military strike in the Eastern Pacific killed 3 drug traffickers. There you go. Go get them, boys. Number 3, that was number 4. Number 3, the U.S. Supreme Court has struck down a lower court's order that barred Texas's new congressional maps from going into effect. The map will likely result in 5 new Republicans in the U.S. House following the midterms. So it stands for now. Number 2, President Trump and other White House officials, of course, had to be evacuated at the White House Correspondents' Dinner because some lunatic left-wing idiot opened fire trying to kill as many people as he could, as many people in the administration as he could. That guy is in custody and had a court appearance today. And TMZ, number 1, has breaking news. The Washington Hilton Hotel should stop holding big events because it's not secure, says John Hinckley, the man who shot President Ronald Reagan. He's going, hey, guys, you got to get your act together. That's not secure.
Who went to John Hinckley and asked him what he thought?
TMZ, apparently.
Well,
let's ask Hinckley.
Well, he's pretty familiar with the hotel.
All right.
So strange.
Those are the top 5 stories that we're watching today. Chef IQ has their Mother's Day sale going on right now. It's the smart cooking thermometer that takes all the guesswork out of cooking. Go to chefiq.com, use promo code MVCR for 30% off. That's chefiq.com, promo code MVCR.
I don't know if you saw this. Our friends in Wisconsin may already be familiar with this story. This dude that owns a brewery, he's a failed Democratic candidate in Wisconsin. You already saw this?
I know about that guy. Yep.
Kirk Bangstad.
Yeah, he's a real winner, that guy.
Owner of Minocqua Brewing Company.
Yep.
Okay. Did you see this, David?
Yeah.
Saying, ooh, it's too bad Trump survived this. Well, we almost got free beer day. He wrote, either a brother or sister in the resistance needs to work on their marksmanship, or he faked another assassination to get a positive news cycle. We'll never know. Regardless, we stand at the ready to pour free beer the day it happens.
Isn't there some arrestable offense there of some kind? Are you,
No.
You're rewarding if someone killing the president of the United States?
It depends on how you word it, because, I mean, I think you do have the First Amendment right to say repugnant things. But, yeah, if it comes across as you're ordering a hit or offering a reward for somebody to go and kill another person, yeah, you could be in trouble. But it'd be kind of hard to go after.
Is that a gray area thing? Because he is offering a reward.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get shirts that they also sell with phrases like, is he dead yet?
Yeah, this guy's, and he's involved heavily with the Democrat candidates there, the governor race. And
again, man.
Yeah.
It's amazing people associate with him. This is the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins show.
They have no problem with it.
That's bonkers. You flip the sides, and that's somebody on the right.
Yeah.
People would be denouncing him all over the place. Like, hey, man, that ain't my dude. You don't see that so much.
They didn't want Joe Biden dead. They just wanted to know if he was alive or not.
Right. That's true. It's like we kind of did want to know, is he okay?
Yeah, right. Is he all right? I don't know.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, I think I know the biggest story of the day, David. What has been the biggest surprise?
The biggest surprise is, again, Trump calling John Carl's landline to check in on him and make sure he's okay.
Yeah. And say, hey, yeah, we got to do this again. We've got to do it within the next month. We'll see if that happens or not. All right, couple updates and the Scott Robbins Trifecta coming right up. The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins. Got the trifecta from Robbins coming up in a few. News update, David Van Camp.
Well, Democrats struggling to come up with an anti-Trump talking point after he was once again the target of an assassination attempt. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker waddled onto the set of CNN and decided to try to blame Trump for all of this.
The point, Governor? Remember that it's been Donald Trump and the Republicans that have called for political violence. Donald Trump from the very beginning, remember when he talked about a protester at one of his rallies that they should just beat him up, punch him? He's talked about...
No, he said, I'd like to punch him in the face.
In the face, yeah.
Yes. He didn't say attack that guy.
He's a liar.
The death penalty for General Mark Milley. He has called for jailing his political opponents, me included. So this is a president who unfortunately slips into that mode so easily. But I think we should get away from all of that. I'm sure that we can find examples across both sides of the aisle of rhetoric that people didn't mean or perhaps that they went too far about. Yeah. This is a moment when I think we should all take a step back and just remember that this country needs to bring peace to its politics and that we need to just argue in the dialogue here about the issues and which party should be in control after November.
Because some of your critics may point to what you said in the State of the State last year when you compared the Trump administration to the rise of Nazis. What would you say to that?
Well, Manu, remember what I was talking about was the fact that a constitutional republic was torn apart in 53 days in Germany in the 1930s, and that we need to watch out for that in this country. That is what I was talking about. And we've seen it, by the way, that speech was given in February of 25. I think over the last year, much of what I said has been proven to be true.
Like what?
Yeah, name something, you fat jackass.
Dude. I like the whole thing.
I loathe that guy. I do.
He's talking about locking up his political opponents. Yeah, talking about it. Democrats actually did it. Or tried to do it.
Yes. As a matter of fact, there are a lot of conservatives in America like, when are we going to start locking people up?
Yeah.
Ugh. People that broke the law. It's the right-wingers.
Mm-hmm.
The right-wingers, they're bombing ICE facilities.
Mm-hmm.
They're going after ICE agents.
No.
Attempted murder. Killing CEOs of healthcare companies. No.
Well, and he was the one that was calling for violence in the streets with the ICE agents.
He did it in a way that was slimy.
Well, he does. That's how he does everything.
Well,
That's what he is.
Yeah.
He's so slippery and slimy and gross. The guy, such a waste.
Yeah, that is true. By the way, I don't know if you happen to see this. When Obama commented on this whole thing yesterday, shooter's motive still unknown.
Yeah.
That's
although we don't
remarkable.
Have yet the details about the motives behind last night's shooting.
Sure you do.
He put out a manifesto.
Yeah, it's right there in his own words.
You can't figure that one out, big brain? Are you serious?
Right.
You're the intelligent president, buddy. Having a hard time with that one.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're going to be looking forward to May 5th, Scott. Big O's going to be on your buddy's show, Stephen Colbert. Oh, yeah. Proud to announce.
Probably the only guest, right?
I don't know. But yes, he's going to be doing it from the new presidential library in Chicago.
That costs Illinois taxpayers gazillions of dollars, too. Yeah. And federal money. Yeah.
Yep.
And it's one of the ugliest buildings you've ever seen in your life.
It really is, man.
It's horrible looking.
Yeah. Trump loves to go after that, too, in the cost, and it's not on time.
Right. And it's ugly.
Yes.
It really is.
Way
just
over
ugly.
cost. Yeah.
There was one other thing that I saw, and this was over the weekend. Didn't have a chance to get to it yet, but I thought before the trifecta. Have you heard about doomers and the definition of a doomer?
No.
Doomerism is a mindset that's rooted in chronic pessimism and worst-case scenario thinking. Why are you laughing, David?
I know somebody who might fit the bill on that one.
Who were you thinking, David?
I was thinking that guy over there, Scott Roth.
Me?
Scott?
What?
We're all here to help, Scott.
What? Me?
Maybe a little intervention before the trifecta.
Gosh.
Well,
and here's the thing. As I'm reading the story, okay? Unfortunately, social media plays a big role.
Mm-hmm.
How often? Well, I got in a fight last night on Facebook.
Well,
why do you do that?
The thing is, I put all my stuff out there on this show every day. Every day. You know where I stand on everything.
Yes.
Every day. I don't hide behind a computer and hit and run like the piece of work that I deal. I mean, there's a couple of people you got to deal with occasionally.
But you can ignore it.
You know, and I'd love to expose them. I really would.
You've heard the phrase doom scrolling before.
Of course.
Do you do it?
Yes. Proudly.
Do you think
Some
that's
of my
helping
best
you?
Material.
Okay.
I don't know. I figure, look, man, you know, I've already outlived my expectations. What, you know.
Doomerism, Scott, can lead to anxiety, burnout, and isolation.
I know, and I don't booze anymore either. And that used to be my protective shield against all this stuff. I don't even have that anymore.
The hangover was spiritual armor. Yes.
You know, you drink so much you don't get hangovers anymore, David.
And then, okay, so they give people advice if you're in this.
Yeah.
How do you break out of this cycle? This is going to be very difficult with your job.
I can't.
Limit your news intake.
Okay, yeah, great. Yeah.
Stop doom scrolling. You can't do that. And focus on small actions you can control.
There's very little in my life that I actually control. Very little.
That's not true.
Very little. I don't control a lot.
You can control what time you go to bed, what time you get up, what you eat.
Yeah, for the most part. Well,
what you drive, what you listen to.
Occasionally.
What do you mean occasionally?
I can't just put, what I listen to, yes, I suppose.
You got a new vehicle.
Yeah.
You were thrilled with it.
I like the fact I can listen to whatever I want.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah.
You're saying you can't drive what you want?
it's not. Well, it depends on if the wife takes it to work or not. So
What do you mean? You don't get your car every day?
sometimes
What?
we switch. We go back and forth because it's a newer car. It's a new, in my world, it's a new car. Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was your car. Boy, I'm not getting in the middle of this.
Don't get in the middle of this.
Okay, all right.
I call it my Jeep. Yeah.
All right. Maybe we just ought to bring in Casey now.
That you sometimes get to drive.
Sometimes. We made a deal,
What's the deal?
Well, she drives further to work than I do, so.
So that means you get it sometimes?
Well, and then it's, sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't. So there you go.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about this anymore. I really don't. I really never wanted to talk about it to begin with. It was not on the rundown today.
It was not. I saw this thing about a doomer, and I'm like, okay, this is totally Scott. What can we do?
No.
I'm like, and then you're like, there are things I can't control. And I'm like, well, you just got a new car.
I want her to be safe. I don't care if I am or not.
Okay. All right, Casey's ready. You're ready.
Yes.
Here we go.
Are you ready?
1, 2, buckle my shoe on.
It's the 3 most important news stories of the day.
I hit the trifecta.
Well, at least according to Scott Robbins. It's the Trifecta on the Markley Van Camp and Robbins Show.
Casey, you got to drive your car, didn't you?
No.
Oh.
Hey, and I had a birthday cake for you this weekend. You didn't show up, so I went ahead and ate it. I hope you don't mind.
Good.
Because it was his birthday this weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, well, okay.
I'm ready.
Had a good time celebrating.
Yeah. 3.
Counting them down.
It was really great having Casey over at the house.
Well, his thing is, David, something he's doing that's kind of clever is he's counting backwards on his birthday. So now he's 43. Every year he just.
This is why he
backwards.
doesn't come to your house.
Right.
Okay,
Exactly.
You're making jokes like that. You don't want to talk about work.
You
outside
said
of
nice
work.
things about David. It was wild.
No matter what, he's always there for me.
Well, it's
Die
crazy.
for him.
He brought his own hummus to his own birthday party. Like he made it from scratch because he wanted to make it a special day for everybody, not just himself. He's a really nice guy.
Wow, that's cool.
Never does that in my house. Never.
I helped him control his anger.
Yeah.
You didn't help me though. I'm the one with the anger problem. We've already learned that.
I thought he said, didn't you help him? Didn't you
Me?
try?
Yes.
You didn't try very hard.
Yes.
He came over and did the one-hit wonder thing with me, a little quiz, and we had some fun with that. But that's about it.
The does that mean?
Man, it's getting tense again.
Scott thinks I still care.
Ooh.
3.
I really don't.
All right. Number 3, London Marathon runner. Actually, I think 3 of them did something historic.
Sebastian Sawe, Kenya, became the first man in history to run an official marathon in under 2 hours.
Wow.
He broke the mark in London during their marathon this past yesterday, after he eluded runners. Been doing it for a long time, but he ran 26.2-mile course in 1 hour and 59 minutes.
Yeah.
26.2 miles in 1 hour and 59 minutes. And 30 seconds, by the way. Astonishingly, one of the 2 runners to cross the finish line under the historic mark. There's somebody who's 11 seconds behind him.
Yeah. So, second place also ran a sub 2 hour marathon, and third place didn't break 2 hours, but did beat the previous world record.
Yeah.
There's cheating going on.
Kenyans,
3 guys all breaking the world record in the same race.
Yeah.
No way. They cheated, or it was a short track. They didn't measure it correctly.
Somehow they had an Uber waiting for him somewhere. I don't know where.
That just seems like very unlikely.
Yeah, it is weird, but that's what they said.
Okay, I just had to figure this out. Because I started, and I hesitate to say running, just to improve a VO2 max.
Mm-hmm.
I hate running. Okay, but you can measure, all right, how fast are you really going?
Right.
You know what you have to run, what your pace has to be per mile to break 2 hours?
Mm-mm.
Your average pace has to be faster than 4 minutes and 35 seconds a mile.
Golly.
That's freaking bonkers.
Wow.
Have you ever been at a marathon to see these guys?
No.
So my daughter ran in the Chicago Marathon. Was that 2017 or 18? I'm watching these dudes at the front of the pack. I'm like, I can't sprint that fast.
Right.
They're doing it for 26 miles. It's wild, man.
The lung capacity is crazy.
Yeah, no doubt.
Now, on with the countdown.
Scott Robbins Trifecta, top 3 of the day, up to number
2.
Number 2, we've got a passenger giving birth on board.
Yeah, a woman gave birth on board a 5-hour flight to Portland. She was, what they're just saying now is just nothing more than a miracle. Delta Flight 478 was en route from Atlanta to Portland when a passenger went into labor. Doctor and 2 nurses were on board. They just happened to be there. They jumped into action real quick, successfully delivering the baby with the help of some of the flight attendants. It was a once-in-a-lifetime experience, said one of the flight attendants. I'll bet. Tina Fritz, who helped deliver the infant, said she was traveling with her fellow friend of hers, and the pair quickly made do with the limited supplies they had on board the flight to help the laboring mom. She said, I asked for an OB kit, which they didn't have. So I asked for blankets, which they did not have. So I was like, okay, well, we need blankets from passengers. I need some shoestrings. So the flight attendant took his shoestrings out and cut it for us. She said the baby luckily came out quickly.
Wow.
And they were working out of Portland, Oregon.
That's true. They were. The baby, by the way, arrived 30 minutes early. Delta found them and had to reroute them through Cincinnati. But besides that, everything went well.
Wow. Man.
Immediately following the Trailblazer game.
Was it? Is that when it happened?
I don't know. It was immediately following her.
And the countdown continues.
The Scott Robbins Trifecta, top 3 of the day.
And finally, 1.
Number 1, somebody loves both his wives.
Yeah, bigamy, isn't it? A Florida pastor who wrote an advice book on how to love your spouse was arrested this week for allegedly having more than one wife.
Whoa.
Leslie Williams, 62, was arrested Wednesday on an outstanding warrant for bigamy near his house. The Village's retirement community, that's where he was, according to the Sumter County Sheriff's Department.
Anything goes at the Villages, man.
Apparently, yeah, it's jump into a pile Wednesday. The pastor who runs his own ministry out of the community is wanted in Georgia after the Rockland County Sheriff's Department there issued a warrant for his arrest on the bigamy charges. First wife went, wait a minute, he's married to me. And sure enough, he was. Now he's married to 2, and that just doesn't fly. So the pastor who wrote the book on how to love your wife changed the title to How to Love Your Wives. So another bestseller, I'm sure.
I have an extra.
Okay. What do you got?
I think he's talking about wife. He was joking.
Oh, he doesn't have an extra. Well, you got the one nut.
Nimrods in the news. Straight ahead. You know, everybody's talking about these weight loss injections because, yeah, the results look dramatic. They work by lowering blood sugar and crushing your appetite. But here's the thing. Those injections, no fun and a hassle. There can be some pretty intense side effects. So if you're saying, I want results, but I'm not signing up to stab myself every week, check this out.
Doctors stepped in and created a weight loss supplement called Lean, and the results are remarkable. Lean uses studied ingredients shown to help lower blood sugar, burn fat by converting fat into energy, and curb appetite and cravings. So you're just not as hungry all the time.
Lean is not for the casual dieter to try to drop 3 vanity pounds. Brickhouse Nutrition designed Lean for the frustrated dieter with 10 or more pounds to lose. So let's get you started. 20% off right now, plus free rush shipping. Go to takelean.com. Use promo code MVCR to add lean to your healthy diet and exercise plan. That's MVCR at takelean.com.
Mom deserves more than flowers and a card. Enter to win the JTV Mother's Day Getaway at jtv.com/sweepstakes. You could win a 6-night cruise to Grand Cayman, Mexico, and the Bahamas, plus $1,000 spending money and a $1,000 gift card to shop JTV. It's a mom's dream come true. Enter the JTV Mother's Day Getaway now at jtv.com/sweepstakes. And new customers receive a one-time $25 off of a purchase of $50 or more.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. You know, a lot of people talk about the weight loss injections because they want to lose serious weight. And they've seen people that have had success with it. But a lot of people don't like needles. They've heard some horror stories. They've also heard about some pretty intense side effects that come with that medication and needles. And if you're saying, yeah, I'd like to lose significant weight, but don't want all that, there is an alternative for you.
Yeah, it's a weight loss supplement called Lean. It works like the shots, no needles, though. Lean uses studied ingredients that have been shown to help manage blood sugar, control appetite and cravings, and support your body to burn fat, and most importantly, keep that weight off.
Yeah. Now, Lean, by the way, is not for the casual dieter to drop, 2 or 3 vanity pounds. Brickhouse Nutrition designed Lean for the frustrated dieter if you want to drop 10 pounds or more. So let's get you started right now. 20% off plus free rush shipping. Go to takelean.com. Use promo code MVCR to add Lean to your healthy diet and exercise plan. That's MVCR at takelean.com.
Well, David, if you want to combine a news update with Nimrods in the news.
Sure.
I think I have something for us here. Courtesy of, well, The View.
When the going gets tough.
Damn it, this is too hard.
The dumb get dumber.
All right, Ian.
It's Nimrods in the news on the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show.
I love the poorly educated.
All right. Nimrods in the news. We go to The View. Anna Navarro saying, well, this whole assassination attempt on Trump, maybe it's good because we'll get something done with gun control.
But now that that room was full of some of the most important political leaders in the country right now.
Right.
Now they know, they've lived it in their own flesh, the fear that our school children go through. Yes. Now they know what it's like to have to jump under a table the way that school children jump under a desk. And we are a country that is vulnerable to this. We have now seen shootings
and that's Nimrods in the news.